Welcome to CCG.
If you're new here, I'm Julie, this is Lyle, and we
play
play games
games
here and aim to brighten your day.
And we promised you Final Fantasy 16 was over last episode. We were wrong.
Oh my goodness, there's still so much left to do.
So many side quests, so we're going to wrap those up and then maybe get into the last episode.
Let's do it.
Ed, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't dear to the skies, nothing will.
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it.
Ugh.
The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it.
Oh, damn. The ship got my feels.
And not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Orville. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
Oh, man.
She roped you into that one.
Curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Has...
All right, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
No.
Only if you earn it.
Why, do
It
you
needs a
see
piece
how
of
much
light
I do
rich
around here?
bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
Yes.
I do. And I know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, looks like we're going to go fight a turtle again,
Shells,
unfortunately.
the
Must
older
have,
the
but I like
harder.
the turtles.
There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Karava, near Bidza, or what's left of the village anyway. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
Oh my god.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Well, start left, work right.
Deal.
What's this? Oh, the oil.
Oh, nice. That's convenient.
That was convenient. Too
It's
convenient.
oil.
Too convenient.
After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all.
That's it? Oh, there's more.
We're not tracking the quest, that's why we can't see it.
There's some stuff.
Oh, there's something over there.
This should be enough.
Go ahead and mugger.
That's the golden mugger that I saw.
You don't want to do this.
Hey, Joshua.
How's it going?
Forgot he was with us.
Let's make quick work of this. Torgal.
Poor Torgal. Nice.
There's my turtle shell that I needed.
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
Terrible. Like, where did you put it, Clive?
Your prison wallet ain't taking it.
No, nobody's
That's for
prison
sure.
wallet's taken that.
All right, here we are. 233 meters this way. Come on, be a big bad. Give me a big bad.
I just want to fight our
this is
ultimate big bad.
Quentin.
Oh, yeah, that tracks.
I know, so do I. Could have done all these side quests throughout the game. All it says,
Like, here you go. I
Big
guess
boom.
it's like, this is the end. Like, it's...
but we thought 4 was the end.
Yeah, it's true.
Then all of a sudden they drop more than double on us.
Yeah, like, I get why Dad's mission was now. That makes sense. But the rest of this probably could have happened.
At any point, like Mid's making it fly.
Yeah, that probably could have happened. I think that this quest should have happened now too, with the army.
Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose.
You wish. I'm taken.
You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
Don't eat the meat pie.
It's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for that.
Party of curse breakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
That's okay, you got plural.
Hopefully not for long.
Or does he? Maybe he doesn't
My
make
uncle
it.
will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Ooh, that would suck. I feel real bad about what I said.
Yep. In fact, you may want to take the blame on it. Looks like we're going to be talking to Isabel.
Good, I love her.
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
I'm nervous.
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
Gav.
Yeah.
It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out.
Oh.
It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
That's my Gav.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine curse breaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen.
We can never tell Gav. His
Not
ego will
far
never
from
fit
here
through
is
the
an
door
Imperial
again.
lookout. Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
Don't get on.
No.
See?
Sneaking
What?
into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You will need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember,
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
Oh boy.
I'm not sure which way this is gonna go.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
on my way.
Why are we keeping an eye?
No kidding, hey?
I don't have better things to do?
Come on.
Just skips into her butt. No, thank you. Goodbye.
No time for Raptor.
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not.
Somebody else killed all the guards.
Damn it.
Somebody else did kill the guard.
Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run! If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
Yep, guess he doesn't pass.
Overkill. Bring
That's
down
okay.
the entire tower too.
Yeah. It's okay, I like overkill. It's my favorite thing.
Ember, are you...
Gone?
gone? Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
Well. That's unfortunate.
See if he made it back to the down. He probably snuck off and got the log while we were doing that.
Oh, do you think so? He might have. That would be good.
Oh, he's not here.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job?
There he is.
I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
How did you...
Sneaky little shit.
Created a distraction,
you
didn't
breached
he?
the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazaire. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he...
He did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course.
So smug. I adore him. That won me over
This
in
won't be an easy decision.
that won me over in my heart. Yeah. Yes, you pass. Do you feel the same?
Do you see
I don't know.
anything you like?
Innocents died.
50,000.
You the kid.
Speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Captain is no longer your captain.
Hey Isabel, how's your hubby faring?
Do you have a moment, Clive?
Of course.
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and
This
put
again.
every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizens' watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep
A
easy,
few nights?
if only for a few nights.
Jill's not going to be happy with this.
Of
I'm
course.
staying at Isabel's for a few nights.
Thank
You're
you,
what?
Clive.
I beg
What
your
would I do
pardon.
without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll
murder your
forgive
dad?
me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people.
You would think.
Girl, I'm gonna vote for you.
He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him by all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you.
She'd know.
But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
I say good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
Well, Isabel.
You would like to see them both duel their swords?
Damn, girl.
At the same time. Perhaps you would partake in their sword holding?
Hey, you know, three's a party.
He'd have our coin, our stock, and our stores.
Oh, turn around. Move that way? No, other way.
Oh, there you are.
So you are content to abandon... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison.
Your true enemy.
Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
Oof.
Damn, girl.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man.
Usually am.
We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
Dragons?
They're back.
Oh, Akashic.
Seems that way.
Damn.
All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
Go tickle some bellies?
Grieger's Weep. One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's...
Like right on top of it.
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Please.
Hey guys.
Like how if you don't attack them, they hesitate.
I know. You're welcome to smack me. You. That's all I needed. And I will die. Jeez, I'm gonna put some more into this.
Not like you needed it, but yeah.
New enemies. Got a healer.
Nice try.
Can't heal them if they're all dead.
Who are we gonna heal now?
Over here!
Too easy.
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me.
Hey.
Are you alright?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the
Sometimes
other.
you go in from the front, sometimes you go in from the back.
You have eyes in the north.
What's your preference?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure.
Right?
You head back to Northreach. I want you there
Gotta
just in
change up
case
strategy once in a
war
while.
breaks out while I'm away.
That's
What do you mean?
inappropriate,
Sometimes
sir.
you just gotta surprise.
The ladyship's been
people.
busy working her magic
No,
on
you
the
never have to
townsfolk,
surprise people. That's no.
stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll
No.
have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dane was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
It's okay, Philippe. We'll go back to Isabel. You take the front door, I'll take the back door. We'll go have a conversation with her. It'll all be good.
Doesn't sound like you'd be having a conversation.
Father, the people of Northreach.
I'm pretty sure that's a whole other internet streaming service.
Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their king?
Battle of family members.
Can the unarmed
Propaganda on both
stand
sides.
against the advancing hordes? No. Empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore. You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Branded.
Down from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
I'll take them all out.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caernarvon and there make our stand. Did you hear me?
No, you just called someone they look up to with some pretty bad names.
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
Whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell.
Yeah, we would. Oh, I want to... Ooh. Dude's getting his bootstraps cut.
Yeah, he's getting some cut.
The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the South in your hands?
Dude, you've got a damn command man wave that's gonna wipe out
last of their
100+.
number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you, both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
Horrible things about Isabel. How dare he?
How we sort of managed to actually still remain living.
I want steel in the hands
Don't
of
have poison in his drink.
Remove all certain body parts.
Make it so that he never says, just take his tongue. He'll never say anything again.
Maybe an eye too.
Maybe an eye. Sure, Karen, you wanna get in on this? I know you've had practice.
Oh, here we go.
There are so many of them.
Not for long.
Joshua, there's like 8. There's like 10. If you take out yours in a good time frame, you should be able to go back and help them with theirs.
Is it over? No. It's only just begun.
Ooh!
Nice try.
He's got me, big boy.
Too slow.
Whoa! Oh, I guess it's all my class. Never mind, guys. It was all me.
Weird. It phased into your face weird. For like a second.
At the butt. Get an enema.
Lightning bolt enema. That's what you want.
Over here. This one.
Horrible.
They're great though.
Nice try.
Enemies. I thought there were hundreds. That was nothing.
That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
Let's go, Torgal.
Come on, best boy. He remains alive.
Well, I may be a murder hobo, but like, he has it coming.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale can't put right.
I bet.
Glad
I
to hear
bet
it.
they can.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
were right. And I was wrong. About everything.
Yeah.
I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of empire.
How'd that work the first time?
That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together.
Yeah.
Not by force. Nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely...
You have the right of it again, as did you, Sabine. His Radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that.
Taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, your ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together.
Yeah.
Will you join us in this?
Tell them.
Yes. We shall.
You should sell that.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. I don't care that you apologized. The damage is done.
Doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
She is something else.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
You're right. If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you?
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sanbreque,
Can we be done with the,
but for us.
Well,
whatever's going on here?
Yeah, well, since there's nothing more for me to do, I'm out of here.
Yeah. You guys continue your pleasantries.
Go check in with Isabel, and then we can get the heck out of here.
There's no need to worry any longer.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
how goes the treatment of the wounded? I'll be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive.
For one lifetime, thank you.
Don't mention it.
Really, though.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
At least she gets it.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
We don't have time for this. TLDR, lady. TLDR.
For you, madam, I have all the time in the world.
TLDR.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the Crystalline Dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, Those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the veil that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed, at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived.
Oh, Isabel, I'm sorry.
But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter. All united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. So what of you? Can we support too?
Let her finish.
I'm sure Clive would love to do that.
That's not what I meant.
She gets to do that on a daily basis whenever she wants.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, sure. What a well-rounded individual. Ooh, now you can make your shit. Nice.
That means I can also make
your other shit.
The other shit too.
Yeah.
One of them at least.
Clive is just a genuine, well-rounded individual. What books did you read, sir?
Did you read books, or
are you just naturally that well-rounded and grounded? Thank you for sharing that with me.
His father was pretty upstanding.
Oh, that's true.
So got 1, 2, 3 here. Go back to the hideaway. There's a new mission. Finish up other missions.
Holy shit.
Man. And damn are these long-winded.
Damn are these long-winded. Yeah, we're just like... But we promised you guys everything. We said everything.
We're delivering.
We meant everything. It's like Baldur's Gate. We said everything. We meant it.
We failed there.
Well, we're doing everything we can do.
No, we didn't do Lae'zel stuff.
No, I know, but like, we're doing we're trying to look at everything.
We're making the effort.
It's not linear like this is. This is very linear. It's very easy to know what you're missing. Or if you're missing anything. That's not the case with Baldur's Gate. But I meant like talk to every...
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm making a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, no, but we're doing that. Can't seem to get around talking to any corpses, though.
Yeah, still forgot to do that. How many corpses we've walked by and made happen?
Oh, so many.
No! No!
No, thank you! I went for a walk earlier this year, and It was in spring, and tiny little baby jumping spiders were hatching. They were just teeny little jumping spiders that were like couldn't quite.
These people aren't turned.
Yeah.
Are they bears?
And the village
should
seems
still be
safe
turned.
enough at least.
Okay, sure. I don't think bears turn.
I think I'm the only one that's immune. The dominants are the only ones that are immune.
Heed the call. Let alone all of you.
Is that so?
What are you doing here?
Dude needs some tape.
Where you...
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our sins.
Let us be reborn in your loving arms.
That dude's never prayed a day in his life.
Loving?
Free us from the torment
Oh.
of this mortal realm.
They want to be saved. Forgive me. But did another foreigner, like me, come here? He was probably wearing a cowl.
You mean the traveler from Stone? Yes. He's staying at my house, toward the rear of the village.
Is he alive still, or is he a puppet?
If you don't mind, I'll go and greet him.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did.
Can't possibly go well.
At least the third chair still lives.
No,
Let's
it
go and
cannot.
find him.
Ooh, I hate all of this.
This is Resident Evil 4.
This is. We found a few, like...
There was a cult in that one, too.
There was. Hey, man, what's up?
Excuse me. Are you with the Undying?
I am. And so it would appear, are you?
Not really.
Depends on the day.
Lord
You
Rosfield,
served my brother.
if I am not mistaken.
That's right.
Everyone just not dropping our name, like it's...
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety. He sent me to find you.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less you, my Lord Marquis.
Why are you also
said that
like
you had failed to
dead
report.
stone-faced,
Is there a reason for that?
unemotional to the point of being
Here to study the followers of this
psychotic?
new
Yeah.
faith. But the
And
more
he does
I
not
learned
look
of
well.
them, the more my own faith began
Somebody has never worn eyeliner before and did this.
He's either very emo or very sick.
No judgment either way, just
to
curious.
the veneration of their Lord with a fervor I have never seen before. Praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills and reborn in their Saviour's light. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him. Serve him with all of their beings. I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... 'tis different. It is more. And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream.
Okay, well...
That they might do their duty to their Lord. Even if it should keep me from doing.
Aren't you guys all about doing your duty for your
understand
person and only your person, no matter what it took?
Yeah, it was the Phoenix.
Yeah.
They would cast aside their wills and
And
become.
now you're like, nah, forget that. I'll just do it with these people.
I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation.
My guy.
Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril, I would consider it a great... Did you hear that, my lord? Something is happening.
I'll go and find out what. Stay here.
The cult either found guns or something big's happened.
It's not promising.
Aetherflide.
Cool.
An ether flood. Oh no. Must be something I can do. Echoes as well.
Those might be from your master that you're praying to. You should
Ready, brother?
accept them.
You should just let them take you.
Yeah.
Nice try.
You appreciate your service. Now die.
Appreciate your service. Yeah, okay.
So majestic.
What now?
Oh. That can't be good.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Oh, hi. A flame giant, huh?
Oh, flame vagina face. Got it.
Oh, you should see a doctor about that. It's never good when it burns.
Yeah, if it's burning, you need to see somebody, bud.
My turn.
Too slow.
Right in the vagina case.
Over here. Too slow.
Hey y'all, this is what your god wanted for you. Why are you standing over there all fearful? This is what you prayed for. It's literally on the steps of it. Doo-doo-doo.
Something. It's kind of like the sleeping pot in Zelda.
Yeah.
Give me thunder. Too slow. Nice try. This one. Nice try.
Nice, super close.
Get him. Nice try. Too slow. Farewell.
Nice. Thank you, Sid. Did it again. Oh, I get so close to that next level. Fallen Iron.
Damn it.
Oh! You were supposed to do that for the Phoenix, not for these people. Now you can't even study them. What a waste.
What a waste.
Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation.
Your thought processing is way
By
off, bro.
devoting themselves to the service.
Look at them. They're turning into a Kashik. You literally gave your life for this.
Yeah.
Just as I did. When the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in.
And you strayed away from your cause by going with these guys.
Was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment.
No,
Yep.
nonsensical. I do not forget.
Nonsensical. Yeah, it's
Order to achieve.
literally does not make any sense.
No.
Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to.
You wasted my valuable time, thank you. And Cyril's too.
My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Yeah.
You know what? I hope you don't die. I hope you turn Akashic and you can see that what you just did to them was worthless.
Learn from your mistakes.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
No, they're not. Oh, guess not. Well, okay, bye.
They're mindless zombies now.
Absolutely
Idiots.
bananas.
Yeah, if you didn't die, I'd kill you myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Same as these.
They are saved. Found her. I should get this report to Cyril.
Clive is as blown away as we are.
Yeah. Just so you know, Josh, you probably shouldn't trust your entourage anymore.
Yeah, they're losing it.
My Lord Marquis, welcome back. I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bade me deliver his findings to you.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came, and their wish was granted. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. A hero's end.
What's wrong with these people?
You guys really know how to, like,
For the right
lift
to
up what you
choose how
believe
one
in.
dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own
They weren't
terms.
necessarily looking to die.
A noble ambition.
Yeah, I mean,
Die for one's cause.
they have every right to feel that way, but like, there's so many ether floods. Just walk into them.
Yeah.
It matters not how.
Literally what you did is just wait for the ether flood to come to you.
One's decision to our order.
Fingers crossed.
We believe in them. We protect them. And yes, we die for them. For better or
Wrap it up. Let's go.
That is our
This was the worst mission.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I'll listen to Isabel talk all day, but you, no.
He didn't die for your creed. He died to save them. And you still believe that what he did was right.
You can't agree to that. You said that. No. No, you said that your only thing was to protect Joshua, and that was it, no matter what it took.
That's, pretty sure that's semantics.
You fool.
This was his will. The ultimate expression of it.
You fool.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. to know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's
Yeah,
only
that's
right
my
that I
will,
remember
to
them.
know their names.
That is my duty.
Of course.
Fair.
I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield.
Yeah.
Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success. And were they here, I have no doubt but that every one of my fallen brothers and sisters would feel the same.
No, you're just biased. You serve us, you're biased.
Yeah.
All right. Can I get moving forward? Oh, so far away from that last one yet. Hey, another one!
Woo! We make all the stuff.
All the stuff. And boof, kick in the face. Gone.
Yeah, you know what? I'd be tempted.
What are you going to do about it? You serve me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that could change in a heartbeat, apparently.
Yeah.
All right, we good here? Looks like we're good.
Yep.
Right, oops. Oh, it brought us back over. We're supposed to finish off this first. How dare you take us back over there? Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
What are we looking for?
We gotta do this one where nobody's a tool. Inconvenient truth. Litany of errors.
There's still another place to go and then home base to go.
Yeah.
Damn.
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
Doris is fine.
I'm sure Doris is fine. If not, then whoops, my bad. Oh, you sound so scary.
Straight through. Yep.
Oh, hey, girl. Alright, let's get these.
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with the Kashik.
Cool. Out of the way, let me through.
We're risking a lot just being here. Gotta keep my eyes open for signs of life.
Balmung Dark, writ of designation. Cool.
So this
200.
place was
Yeah.
no ordinary prison.
No ordinary prison, that's right.
We have had enough of this today.
We get that. No ordinary prison. That doesn't look ordinary.
We just want to get to the end.
There's a box. I'm gonna guess a Kashik probably can't.
Probably not.
Good job, Toronto.
Caution, brother.
Oh,
No
hey.
sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better.
Oh, I'm
luck
supposed to
downstairs.
stay downstairs. Okay. My bad.
Oh, she's checking up here and we're looking downstairs. Got it.
How did you get through here without being attacked?
Right.
Doris?
You got some secrets?
Secrets, Doris? Junk punch.
Junk punch.
Junk kick.
Mortal blow is what popped up.
I mean, yeah.
Stay down.
sound? Oh, box.
Can't open it when you're hopping.
Old beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death.
Awful.
And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even, and those who wouldn't or couldn't were
bunch of animals
disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you
What do
here.
they keep here? What kind of animal is it?
Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Oh, maybe lock downstairs.
Yep.
Door.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Yeah, girl, take your time.
Downstairs. To the end. This better be it. Better be the door.
I hope so.
It's not the door.
Ah! We go all the way around. Hey,
Yep.
can't cut through.
All the way back to the other side.
Well.
There we go.
That's better.
Kick it open.
Nope.
Nope, there's a gentle unlock.
Let's see what we can find down here.
And a gentle push.
That's too gentle for a boot open.
I know, but he does it to wood. Kick a door open, Clyde. You'll enjoy it so much.
So much. So much fun.
Well, found where Amber's head was. You're sobbing.
A survivor. And she sounds close.
Child!
Hey, girl.
Who are you?
Yeah.
There's no need to be afraid. Leave
I'd
alone.
be afraid.
Yeah, your
The other survivors.
clothing is making movements too, so.
They're still here. But something's wrong with them.
How long have you been here by yourself?
Everyone else was
Was
eaten by the
the
monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are.
Oh, I want to linger just a little
You
longer.
poor thing.
I'd like to
You
find
must
a
have been
monster, please.
terrified.
Did Jadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he?
I can't let it live.
Sally?
Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Okay. Come along, boys.
Hey, Dolores, how do we get in?
You have a way to get. Oh, okay. He broke it open.
Nice.
Kuza Beast. Oh, this is
It's
also a bounty.
Oh, nice. Scary, but nice.
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen. Too slow. Nice try.
I was gonna do that roll thing. I don't get that.
What is that?
What are you doing? It's cute.
I like the pounce. That one makes sense.
Ow. Oh, get a mouthful of beam. Slurp it down.
line is where it comes down, that circle.
Yeah.
Is it the radius effect?
Nice try.
Nice. Nothing.
Ooh, ouch.
Oh, damn. Never mind.
I needed that.
Fine.
Come on. Do it. Oh,
Nice try.
sideways roll.
Yeah.
Give me thunder! This one.
Good thing you're staggered because I'm hurting. Notorious Moxlane.
Nice. Oh, that should be enough, shouldn't it?
Ooh, it's a new level. That's not enough for the. It's 2,800.
That's 2,800.
Yeah, it's like it's so close to 29, I think. Bohemus Shuckle.
Mm-hmm.
No more wench for you.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
Nah.
Well, I'm pretty sure Holt would say that's what she looks like.
Fine. I think.
If you're here, who's guarding Hades?
Yeah. You behemoth.
No, I'm calling you a goat, you goat.
A diary.
Aww.
I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
Made him lunch,
I'm sure
probably.
he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
He saved a kid.
Yeah.
We have to get her back to the hideaway.
And he didn't turn away from his beliefs to do it.
Been in vain.
Unlike some people.
Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. Is there
Better adopt her. That is the least you can do.
Yeah. Christmas just got more expensive for you. No, I got another mission over there yet. You guys.
Just keeps dragging you away
I'm
from
not
it.
done.
You've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thought her to save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
No.
Why that is.
Clive, you gotta stop, man.
You already met my
Tell us
former master.
everything.
She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily.
Rude.
So many years of training, the pull
Heckin' rude.
was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida
And
Marie is
food.
proof of that.
He died as food.
Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the curse breakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Yeah, deal, girl.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
And let's go.
How many missions do we have here? Just that last
Just
one?
this last one. No, we still got
2, isn't it?
There was 2 or 3. There was 2 over here. Oh yeah.
Well, we gotta finish them this game, this episode.
Oh, I definitely do. Oh, jeez. Come on. It's just a freaking cool over there.
Yeah. We're not gonna play that one right now.
No. We're gonna go right on by him.
He might be a bounty, but we'll figure that out later.
Should look for bounties too while I was there.
We'll go back.
Oh,
we'll
hey,
be
we're
back.
going to the ranch. We passed by this and I said this looks like a little town. Oh no, it looks like a ranch.
I remember that.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
Oh, right. We're looking for the book for Vivian.
Yeah.
That's promising. Sorry, Torgal.
Ran right into his snout.
Oh, it's so dark. No.
Time to report.
This is a Royal Army
box.
book. Did he take this from the local barracks?
Here's a book. A complete botany of Banes.
Don't need Banes. We are looking for
The Folklore's
Nope.
Fabulary.
His interests were
That's
certainly
not it.
varied.
That's
From a
what we're looking for.
distance.
Nice.
Woo! There we go. Self-read. There you go. We got it. We out. Anything else interesting here? Any goodies?
I need
Nope,
to
we
get
just have
this
to
back to
leave.
the hideaway.
Alright. Get this back to the hideaway. Perfect. Oh no. It's telling us to go outside. This something's gonna happen.
Yep.
It couldn't just be easy.
Leaving so soon,
Is it
stranger.
the executioners?
Oh, it is.
We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
I'll mess your day up, bud.
Creepy. Stalker.
I know who you are.
And we need not waste time on introductions.
Let me just kill you.
Hand
then.
me the book.
No.
Leave it in our care and return to your life.
No.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
No.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well.
It's cute how this guy thinks he
Book
can beat
just
us.
as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Watch it be like level 60 randomly. I hope you brought more than that.
Let's see, shall we?
I'm not the one who's in danger.
persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull.
Rude.
So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable
And it's
explanation.
different from country to country.
Yeah.
Depending on who's telling the tale.
Yeah, history's often written by the winner.
And of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason,
I can certainly tell you the Druids didn't write much.
Poor Druids.
So you're trying to control the truth?
we are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book. For now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Wait.
Oh, we just tried to chase him out, and he disappeared. Cool.
Whoops.
Cool.
I was busy trying to get a kitty's raccoon tail.
Perhaps you can explain what that was all about.
Okay. And ambrosia.
One more here.
One more here. Straight across it. Yes.
Faster!
No.
Is that user blood over there?
I believe so. Looks like there's a village in the back there somewhere. Oh, maybe just a bunch of rocks. Well, just hold on, Bainbrosia. There should be a pathway.
Somewhere. Oh.
This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry's still here.
Orphanage. Bless you.
The writ of incorporation.
Disposed of.
Disposed of.
Conditioning schedule. Exercises.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. Herman wasn't exaggerating.
Find you.
It's a wonder he survived this place.
There's one straight.
I need to find that registry.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the writ of
Oh,
incorporation.
I thought the one you read was a little over. Oh,
Get
on
that
the
one?
table? I don't think so.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And daughter among children. Can bear the guilt no longer. Decide tomorrow I must die. Well, okay. We have taken our own life for what we did.
This reads like a suicide
Oh,
note.
good.
Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
Tombs and graves. It's fine.
What I'm good for.
What would the Winchesters do?
There's something
You
hidden
dig it
among
up.
the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry.
Register of bearer losses. Ooh, 10, 9, 12, 10. 11,
Succumbed.
12.
Succumbed to conditioning.
Disciplined for attempted flight.
Those are the reasons they died.
Lithification. Emaciation. Ooh.
Holy shit.
Damn.
This place was a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
But where is the
The
architect of all
younglings.
this misery? It was only matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed.
Oh, Joshua always behind you scares the pants off me every time.
Nice try. Nice try. Get him.
Oh,
Cannot see.
no. Oh no.
Nice try.
I love that Phoenix power up. That's really cool.
So cool. Trying to dodge it.
It's kinda, once you get stuck in it, it doesn't look like you can really get out.
Oh, nice, Joshua. Torvald, let's see you do a power up. Come on, man.
Nice try. Where's the...
He was about to slam me.
Yeah, I was. It's gonna take your shit out.
Yep. Alright. Is that finally everything? I can go back to the hideaway.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Let's go. Nothing down there. Nothing there. Nothing there. We're good there, finally. One mission to pick up, 3 to finish.
We're gonna have to talk to everybody.
Everybody.
Okay, let me just get Caroline to bed before we... That way, oops. Nope, that. Oh, good. Not the EXP, just there also. Bless you.
And
You guys are killing me.
will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with Akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen.
Please.
Perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Quentin, you manipulator.
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
Once more.
I'm having flashbacks to my grandparents.
Yeah, it feels that way.
Hey, Grandma and Grandpa, how you doing?
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation. Mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands. But the well-being of her
thanks for the
people
vote of confidence
lies in
and the
ours.
stressor.
And we must
Did
not
not need all
squander
that
the
attention
chance to
focused on
revive this.
Uncle Byron,
Now,
he feels the
with
same
that
way.
settled, let's move on to the signing of the accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony?
Julius Caesar's murder,
Citizens of
I assume.
Valisthea,
Was not.
I present to you the
It's a different world.
triunity.
Sorry, my bad.
Different world.
Different universe. But literally, that's the only one that popped into my head that I could think of.
Oh, you brought us back.
Well,
Good.
my boy, the stage is set.
that it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall, and there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
The weirdest thing right now is that how sun's shining in Clive's face, his eyes are the exact same color as your eyes are.
Nice. Well, as much as we gave Uncle Byron a lot of crap early on,
Do you think that...
I thought for sure he was gonna turn on us like 100%.
Absolute traitor. Turns out he's the sweetest old man.
It turns out he's just a little eccentric.
Yeah.
Which is like...
He's trying to remain young at heart.
Yeah. Which is fairly commonplace amongst us. We're a little eccentric. We should not have judged him too quickly. That's on trauma.
That's on trauma.
You should have. Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, not nearly.
It most certainly did not.
I was tricked into being a distraction.
What are you gonna do? What do you think? Where do you sit on this issue?
He still murdered people in cold blood, but
But they were bad guys. He had to.
were they bad guys? I thought they were just people.
No, they were guarding that tower, and he had to get into.
I
the
thought
tower
they were
and steal.
people that we were guarding it.
No.
That's fine. I mean,
it was
they murdered bad guys.
bad guys. Yeah.
In the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal,
Next
Sid.
playthrough, I'll say no.
The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril.
That's true.
All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
That's true.
Wait,
Sure.
Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless.
What you ain't? And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Oh, bless his heart.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know.
Hey now.
And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
Couldn't hurt.
That would have been great.
A long time ago. Now that we're at the end, sure. Now let's do it.
Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Tosh.
Things really do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
Do I still have 3 to finish and still 1 to pick up?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Here you go. Here's your book, Vivian.
Take your book. Here's your book. Goodbye. See you.
Don't tell us about
Go
your
on.
life story. I can't anymore. I'm done.
The book you lost.
There you go. There's your book. Bye.
Bye. Have fun. Talk about it later after the battle's done.
You found it.
There's probably going to be some executioners after you.
Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
Yep.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one.
True.
As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded.
Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here.
Cool, you're allowed. Let's go.
When enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you.
Aww.
As I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
I think she's flirting with you, Clive.
I think Jill's not around.
Yeah, no kidding.
Did happen again.
Deal.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Need about 100 more renown to get that last one. Mid. Was it mid or was the science dude? It was mid.
Oh, good.
Oh, right, the turtle shell.
Right, the turtle shell.
Mid. Tell me this is all you need.
Just pulls out this giant adamantoid tortoiseshell from his pocket.
Tell me this is all.
I wish.
Got a bag of holding over a pocket.
Most
It's
of
actually
what
a
I
genius
need.
idea.
After you left, I went over the figures again,
Pair of
and I
pants.
realised I'd forgotten a
people have
1
discussed before, 'cause
and a
I've seen it.
0
So cool.
and a cogwheel. Just a tiny one, though that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
Oh no.
Wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
I mean, they.
They didn't.
You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
You got it.
Totally them. They did. Yep.
They did everything. I was not a part of it.
Just
at
heard a
all.
story about it. That's it. That just happened to be walking by.
Doll mentioned a new project yet.
Where's that cogular? Shucks.
Sid, is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship.
You were snooping, weren't you?
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something...
Kids, man.
Jeez.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can
Oh
find.
no, that sounds horrible.
Pieces that are left over, we keep
It's
under our beds.
Damien.
All the pieces that are left over, the pieces that we couldn't figure out how they went back in.
Look! I found it!
This whole highway's gonna fall apart.
Is that all?
Just having...
Just the gear?
Yeah.
We have more
It's
parts.
D all over again.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your... hoard. Just in case.
Kids, man.
Thanks, Sid.
Bless their tiny hearts.
Well, did they have it?
Breskog!
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? He's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own, but with the right cog in the right place. Well, you just wait and see.
Very cool.
That should do it.
Oh, interesting. Are they propellers like helicopters?
It looks like it.
Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
Man.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
People lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head? Or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he
It's
were
very
right.
silly.
Mm-hmm.
Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
All that hard work.
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm going to bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Okay, Mid, fair.
Still would have loved an airship.
Still would have loved an airship, but like, I get it. Life is hard. Bad things happen.
If I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, my chambers must be getting pretty full of stuff.
Has
One more mission.
Little mentioned a new project yet?
Hey, wait a second, go back. Up to the infirmary? Oh, it must have just been the door. It looked like there was a box on the floor.
How far away am I?
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
20. That means the next mission might get me there.
It might.
Then I should go see what's his face. Blackthorn.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Dion? Gav!
You alright?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Eda's baby will be coming soon and I wanted to make something for
No,
her.
she's only 17.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Can't support this. How old's Gav?
Families would
I don't
always
know,
make
look it up
gifts
though.
when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, I'll let the little tykes...
We can
know
support the support of her.
Yeah.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any day now. And I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
26.
Okay, so 9 years difference.
Is there anything I can do to help?
He fears that he's not going to be ready for her birth.
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
A rabbit's foot.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo.
You want me to get...
Oh, I'm still missing another dark steel, that's why.
Right. Hopefully this is... One of these missions are it.
Well, I can make this.
If I do say so myself.
And I can make this.
No scratches, all right? Anything else?
First the skies, then the crystal.
No! Though her icon brought her much suffering, the loss of Shiva weighs heavy on her heart, and we would be poor friends indeed if we did not seek to lighten that burden, even but only a fraction. Before we depart for the skies, I would speak on this more in private.
Yeah, okay, sure.
If Joshua was worried about Jill,
We're
I
at
should
2.5
go and speak
hours
with him.
already. Master Clive, I'm aware that there are matters of greater importance. I'm aware there are matters of much greater import which demand your attention, but should you find yourself a moment, I bid you visit me in the shells that I might ask a single favor concerning His Highness Prince Dion.
Deal.
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about.
I'm gonna assume something about Terrence, perhaps.
Oh, maybe. Are we gonna leave these for the next one? Are we getting everything done?
It's gonna be a long edit, but I should rather get everything done.
Well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons. His study is no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting. Not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer.
See, I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try.
That must have been the flower.
Where can I find this flower?
I think so.
And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color. There is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
Don't worry. Plot armor.
Plot armor.
Okay, Joshua. You got 30 seconds or less, Joshua.
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I've felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us.
Yeah, Clive.
To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her.
Little bro giving us dating advice.
Seriously.
When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Cute.
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true.
though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
Not kiss Jill.
Not kiss Jill, yeah.
Okay. We're good to go. Let's go. Then we'll help Best Bud Gav. Then we'll finish with Jill. And then hopefully we'll be able to move on.
Hopefully.
Oh, it's so far away. Okay. No, Joker wasn't down.
We'll just go so slowly.
Come on, Clive. I know you got another gear. Let's go. There's no restrictions about running in a town that has no people in it.
There's no people. We can run faster than this. The Angry Gap. It's a weird clothing store, let me tell you.
Like emo Gap.
We healed. Nice. Emo Gap. Oh, this thing.
Yep. Do you want me to look down?
No, I don't want you to look down. Actually, that's better. I would rather look up the Chocobo's ass than I would down into the depths of oblivion.
Stuck on a little twig.
As if Bane Broder can't just kick that twig out of the way.
Seriously.
Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Oh, right by the waterfall.
Oh, right.
Ooh, a 38. Oh no, we're way
We're
above
so
that.
above that.
I feel like all these side missions, they've made them especially longer this last round.
It feels that way.
And I think it's the devs being like, you want to complete it all before you finish the game?
Yes, I do.
Let's make this, let's drag this out a little.
It's like one of the few games where I'm like, okay, I'm going to complete this 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know the last game that I actually completed 100%. Okay, deliver that top pocket. He's good. Gone. Done.
I don't remember. I don't know that I have ever completed a game 100%.
Martha's Rest. Gavi. Perfect. You're right there. Excellent. Talk to me.
Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo near some gutted hovel not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
Are we gonna have to kill this bird for its feather? Because I'm not gonna be happy.
I'm thinking so. Rare chocobo. We're going to have to kill it.
Okay, well, we have to talk to 3 of them.
Oh, do you have a song?
Anything catch your eye?
Sure does.
Thanks very much.
Well, the songs have definitely depleted our,
Yep, I'm not rich anymore.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone.
Sorry, did you what?
A bawdy etching of the vicery.
You don't just put your hands on my stone. I don't want to wet from you.
Maybe another time. I'm
That's
looking
Jill's
for a
job
silver
only.
chocolate feather.
Yeah.
If that's the case,
She's not in the mood right now, so just leave me alone.
likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years.
Your friend says
Word
otherwise.
is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway.
Thank you for keeping that brief.
I've got greens of
Looking
all.
for shop.
Martha, maybe?
Maybe Martha.
The grocer.
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Take my chances.
It wouldn't be the first time. Yeah.
Silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's ride.
Ain't that the damn truth?
It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here.
Stop!
Thanks, Gal.
Get him!
Nice try.
Someone's Torgal plans. Have something do this in the bushes.
Silly Torgal.
Silly Torgal.
I got it. Didn't seem like it did anything.
Tracks. They're not left by bandits for a change.
Can I cast Speak with Animals?
And these look fresh.
Yeah, I don't want to kill the silver chocobo. That sounds like it's gonna make us the bad guy.
Yeah.
Recently. Perhaps it still is. I don't hear anything.
Oh, good.
Sorry to disturb you. Ooh, those don't look like daisies at all.
Oh.
This is the place, but
I'm sorry, Clive.
there's nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone in the backyard?
Damn it.
To the hideaway, then.
It's never ending.
Nope. Just gonna keep pushing us through it.
And like, I love the side missions and I love the lore, but I want to get to the end. I'm so excited.
Yes, we're finally there.
We're finally there.
And now you're preventing it. You've taken our high and you've made it a low.
Goodness knows where to find snow daisies.
Okay. I'm going to speak to you.
Gav. Give Gav his.
It was no trouble at all.
1, 2, 3. I'm missing 3.
fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me.
Oh, best buddy Gav.
Like the fact
That
I'm
was
just
a low,
as fiddling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone
It's gonna be
Ember
real
gave me
ugly,
is a
isn't it?
dream to work with.
It's gonna be atrocious.
What did you say it was from again?
It's like a 3-year-old drawing.
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go.
Oh, it's actually really cute.
What do you think? I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Yeah.
Oh, will I?
Sienna.
Come on, devs. Just when you thought it was done.
Just when you thought it was done. We were like, nah, 3 missions, it'll be fine. 3 hours later.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
Okay, sure. I'll be right back.
Oh my goodness, everybody needs our help. Nobody can function at this place without us.
Nope. We are literally the mother, the father, the grandfather, the grandmother, the brother, the sister.
We are everything.
The nanny.
Your Highness.
The Uber driver.
Would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
Sounds like you're asking for a date.
It is time, then.
No. Only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates. No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself and to him how strong it truly is.
Usually, yeah.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray. Accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. This striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
If Dion dies and he has to place that flower on his coffin, I'll lose it.
Roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Yeah, it's like he's reserved himself to death.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, well, this is happening. I might as well just accept it.
The only
Thank
thing
you so
that's
much.
going to make up for everything he did was his own demise.
Yeah.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tales. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T.
Shots fired, Nigel.
Yeah.
When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
What's this?
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, my stolas quill. It is said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Oh.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
Oh, my feels.
Oh, Bahamut's mercy. Damn.
He gave you a ring?
Gave me a ring.
Damn.
Well, I mean, Terrence is dead, so I might as well get
Terrence is not dead. Terrence went to look after that little girl that was very sweet. I was asking everyone if she could help. The Phoenix, Bahamut, everybody. I'll fight you.
There's something about it.
I feel like the final battle's calling to me. We're just not getting to that point.
Ooh, you did it!
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Oh, it's one of the ones I'm missing, so I'm down to 2.
You earned this.
And this is that was really not worth being the last one.
No, but it's done.
Let me in. Pregnant lady need to speak to.
Hey, girl.
Ah, me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is,
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did. Aye. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean, a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too.
That's really sweet.
I hope you like it.
God, I can guarantee you were not there during the
period
of time when that baby was conceived.
Unless you have something you want to tell us.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter.
Oh.
Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be.
Oh, Gav.
I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Nobody's gonna be like Torgal.
You might want to be grateful for that one.
Finished.
Maybe.
Okay, time for a bro moment. You need to talk about his heart and where it's at, okay?
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learn from it. And here you are, after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword.
Not the sword. Nobody gets a sword.
That was really sweet. I almost cried, but I didn't.
Square Enix come with the feels again.
Always. Why?
Why you do this?
Why you do this?
I may have had one too many.
Feeling a little sick, buddy.
You may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
Wintermead.
Don't stumble off the edge.
Do you think they'll come
I ain't coming to get you if you do.
Yeah, no. All right, Jill, this one's for you.
Say what you will.
Oh, yeah, we would be asking them. Yeah, okay, that tracks. That makes sense.
Nigel.
Look how pretty it's getting. We haven't been down here in forever. Oh, no.
Oh. What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow. Preferably in abundance.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. And where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds. I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right. Thank you.
Isn't that where we were?
Man's Hill, I think, is where we were.
That's what she just said. Yeah,
And then
Man's
she
Hill.
said her.
Did you learn where we might find our flowers?
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrek.
Ah, the fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept a record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Eulerfeist Bay.
Whose shores border the meadows. Off we go then.
Okay.
Okay, I feel it. We're getting close to the end now. I can feel it. It's almost there.
Don't speak too soon.
We're getting there. Of course I do.
Just almost tackled that lady.
Well, I'm in a hurry.
Nope, that's fair. Can you believe this has been...
Not including the hunts that I have done by myself.
Oh, yeah, right, the hunts. Damn it. That's all gotta be done.
I did 5 hunts, I think, before we started the missions, and now there's 4 more yet to do.
We gotta go back to the blacksmith so we can,
Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Stuff.
Someone's brave. The meadows are vast.
Yeah.
Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there.
Come on, girl. Turn.
Oh. Uh-oh. I guess those wouldn't affect daisies, would they?
Why is she in here? Why is she okay?
That's a person.
Be safe.
That's a bounty.
But we're gonna...
That's
the
a
Grim
Reaper.
Prince of Death.
Okay, well, I guess we're bountying right now. We can't just save it.
Too late for us now.
Nice try. Looking slow.
Love that scythe. Can we have that?
Damn it. Wasted. Oh, he came right back into it at the end.
Nice try.
Don't fire, please. That'll hurt. I'll fire behind you.
Right up the butt. What was that?
Level 2.
Oh, I see. Nice.
Nice. Excuse me, I have a date with Jill. Gosh.
Yeah, gosh. It's more important.
That was harder than I expected.
Really wasn't that tough at all.
It was fine.
You're being dramatic, Clive.
But found her. It was worth it.
Come on, Jill. Show up. Just show
They're
up.
beautiful.
Do you think Jill will like them?
Are we gonna take her back a bouquet?
Love them. Come on. Let's go.
You're not gonna make us go there and then come back, are you?
Oh, they are.
Can't you do like a spell of sending or something?
I think it's probably gonna be like a sequence. We're gonna go get her and then we'll go back. That's like a whole cutscene.
Hopefully.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Yeah. We're adults now. Good one.
Nope, we're gonna go do it ourselves.
Ah, Jill.
Where are you located? Outside of our room, yes, because we're together now. Not in my room anymore.
I bet you once we talk to her, it'll probably be.
Here, I just want to see how many I have left. 1, 2, 3 apparently. How do I still have 3?
Jill. There's something I'd like to show you.
Oh, you've already seen that.
And where might this something be?
It's, not here. Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
Doesn't wait for an answer, just walks away.
Yeah.
Wanna go trips? Yeah. Let's go.
Come or don't, I don't care.
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you. Joshua and I. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill? Or tried to?
How could I forget? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. Asking whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line.
Jeez. It's awful.
No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling.
Torgal. Get the energy saved out for the big fight, buddy.
She made a flower crown.
She did too. Now is she gonna wear it, or is Clive gonna wear it?
Clive's gonna wear it. I hope so.
Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Hey now, this is a very sweet moment. You will leave it alone. I understand that what she's saying is a little dirty, but like...
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I mean, is there any other option?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, you two.
Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Time to go to another realm.
That's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure.
I know me, I'm like, I love love. I love romance. I love it all. I'm just always so excited about any sort of video game where that's a thing because I love it. And Lyle's like, stop with the kissy kissy, make with the stabby stabby.
Stabby stabby! Blood and guts, come on!
No more kissy kissy, stabby stabby.
We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
I don't think the others care.
There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
That's where you're wrong.
There better not be. Ooh, that sky is pretty.
Let's go.
Would you look at that? Holy smokes.
Wavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
Maybe.
Save the world? Of course.
Nope, can't go that way.
Father's political enemies.
I tried.
I appreciate you trying.
Especially knowing what we know now.
Right over that cliff is where we needed to go.
What Mother was truly capable of. Perhaps these paths would have helped. Knowing he was with us.
Part of me is like, oh yay, I can't jump off, so I don't have to worry about it. But the other part of me is like,
there's bombs everywhere now.
It's just back there.
cool.
Oh, this is the what you call it? Burial plot.
Oh.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
There's like blue stuff popping up.
Yeah.
Is that there the whole time?
Yeah. Turtle farted.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.